So Chetan is, I would say, pioneer in the industry of, how to say that, to make leaders in the game, right? So he's someone who is currently doing it with an organization called Siemens. Everybody knows about that. He has a past history with Oracle, Accenture, and some French organizations like Society Journal, right? He works with leaders, but he definitely sees that everybody has a leader in their own, right? So he has a mission with saying you in lead. So he is going to talk something about that, but he's going to connect it with AI. Let's see what he says. Can we, call him?
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, everyone, for being here on Saturday morning. I knew there was some pressure from Vikas also, but still, thank you all. And thanks to Jeevan and Gautam for setting the foundation for my talk. I think it would be easier for me now. So when you say leader, what's the first thought comes into your mind? Who is a leader? Who is a leader?
A visionary.
Okay. What else? Good point. Leads people. Okay. Sorry? Guides. Okay. What else? Enables the best out of you. Anyone else? Anything else?
Provides direction.
Provide direction. Good. Are we all leaders? Raise hand if you think you are a leader. Jeevan, Gautam, you are definitely a leader. We have seen your leadership. So why are you hesitating? You all are leaders. You have to identify what your strength is. You all have a strength. Become a leader of it and keep evolving. So I just want to clarify, leader here does not mean someone who's a senior in an organization. Definitely, as Vikas mentioned, I do work with them because all of you are leaders. Believe in that. So we have definitely come a long way in Gen AI. 2 years. I know Jeevan would be questioning, not a long way, just 2.5 years. Let's look some numbers. So these are various numbers on how the adoption is going in industry. What's the impact? How is it impacting the end customer also? See, why do we adopt a new technology? What's the single most important goal? To serve the customer better. That's the ultimate goal of we all working. Agree? So that has been impact to the customer also. There has been some returns on investment through Gen AI debatable. Let's not get too much bogged into the numbers there. And then the challenges are also there. We do have a great LLM, we do have great chat GPTs and all. How to integrate them? What is the sustainable use case? That's still being worked. So without worrying too much about the numbers there, one thing is clear. Gen AI has made an impact in last 2 to 2.5 years in each of every life, each one of our life. We all agree? What else? What's next going to come? What do you think? Gen AI will get better or something else will happen? What's next?
For now, this will get better.
This will get better?
Maybe new products will come.
Anyone else? Super intelligence. Ah, good. You've seen my slides? No? Okay.
Which is in HBR being written very clearly right about that.
Yeah. So now agentic AI is already redefining the game. It's going to change. I mean, I believe the Gen AI is a technology. Agentic AI will bring it to the practical use. Not just giving me some information, but doing the actual things for all of us. Right? Let's look some numbers here. The use of agentic AI in the enterprise applications is expected to grow from 1% to 33% in next 4 years. It is being said this is going to disrupt SaaS. Everyone know what SaaS is? Software as a service. Software as a service changed the game 15, 20 years back, around 15, 20 years back. Agentic AI is going to disrupt. It's being said by no one else but Mark Benioff. Do we all know who Mark Benioff is? He's a founder of Salesforce. And he worked in Oracle, where I also work. So, yeah, he came from Oracle, set up his own company called Salesforce, and rest is a history. Google for it. You'll come to know what Salesforce is. It's a new labor model. It's a new productivity model and a new economic model. So agentic AI is going to change, it's going to redefine the game. I don't think we can even imagine today what's going to happen. Agree? But we'll see. I know there are some movie buffs in this crowd. I could make that out from the initial conversation. So let's move forward. Jarvis. Do we all know who Jarvis is? Iron Man. Yeah, we are all because. How do you see the chat GPT today? Is it a tool? Is it your colleague? Or is it a competitor? How do you see it? Colleague? Anything else? Assistant? Okay. So, can we give papers to everyone and the pen? Yeah.
It's a tool for us, for me at least. For
Okay.
now.
It's a
And
tool.
I don't want that chat GPT to be my master.
Okay. So we'll see how we can't let the technology become our master. So while you get the paper, I want all of you to think about one Gen AI. Hi everyone. Thanks, Vikas. Thanks, Jeevan. So one tool, be specific. Don't write technology, write a tool which you are using today and you consider it as a colleague or a competitor or a tool. We'll give you 60 seconds. Should not be hard, right? Anyone finding it difficult to write a Gen AI tool? And Vikas won't be validating your paper, so don't worry about it. Just write what's coming to your mind. We won't give it to Prasanna or Vikas. So are we all done? Keep it there, we'll come back to it. Does anyone know what Jarvis stands for? I think I should say apart from Jeevan and Gautam.
You know Jarvis? Jarvis stands for something.
Yeah. What does it stand for? Any guess? Count of three. 1, 2, 3. No? Not even you, Jeevan? Gautam? No? Okay, let's see. Yeah? Make sense? Everyone has seen Iron Man? All of us. Good. I said I know this is a movie buff group. What does the Jarvis look like in Iron Man? No face. What else? Just a voice. Okay. And what does that voice used to do? Assistant. Good. So it's a super advanced AI assistant. If we consider Iron Man, the time it came into Iron Man, voice is activated and not autonomous at all, right? What was the relation of Tony Stark with Jarvis? Were they colleague? Was it a tool? What was it? Friends? Yeah. What else?
Advisor.
So it was an enhancer. It was not a replacement of Tony Stark. Do we all agree? Jarvis was imperfect. Does anyone remember that scene, the first flight of Tony Stark, and he came back and he says, "Kill the power"? What happened then? He crashed through the ceiling. Yeah? Some kind of hallucination going on. I don't know what we call technically, but it was very imperfect. And yeah, the friend, someone said friend. So there was some witty conversation happening between Tony Stark and Jarvis also, right? There's so when Tony Stark told Jarvis that he wants to take the first flight, Jarvis said the suit is not ready. I have lot of data to process. We are not ready for the flight. What did Tony Stark said then? Anyone remember? Sometime before walking, we have to start running. And I think that's what's happening with Gen AI. So guys, don't worry about becoming expert. Start doing today. That's a lesson for all of us. Right? So that's what. So can we relate Jarvis at this stage with ChatGPT? Give us basic information. It has a lot of information, but basic information, right? What was next to come in the upcoming movies? It start getting more and more autonomous, right? Just from taking some order, Jarvis was actually helping Tony to assemble his Avenger teammates, right? So in Iron Man 1, Tony Stark was alone. Then he became part of Avenger. And Jarvis became a strategic partner for him. Jarvis can do the simulation, the tests, the interface, everything of the suit. It can tell what's the health of the suit, right? It started gaining autonomy also, and targeting and all. So then we see a transition here from being a tool to becoming a strategic partner. And that's where agentic AI is going towards. Right? Now, did Tony Stark remain at the same stage where he was in Iron Man while the Jarvis was evolving? Or was Tony Stark was also evolving? Tony was also evolving? Yeah. Right? So there was a partnership which is getting changed between Tony Stark and Jarvis. What's next to come? Any guess? Iron Man fans. Ultron, yes. And what went wrong there? It was corrupted. Technology pace was faster than Tony Stark evolution. They created Ultron, but they could not understand what it will lead to. Right? Yeah? So it was it completely autonomous. Do we all agree? Yes. And it actually, so Ultron was made to bring peace into Earth, right? It went against it, right? It became a weapon for humanity instead of becoming a peacemaker. What's happening here? What's a lesson for all of us in our relation with the Gen AI? What's a lesson? Be nice to it. Okay. Say thanks. Thanks for your answer. I mean, to Gen AI, right? I do that sometimes. It does. It does. Gen AI. Yeah. So what's a lesson for us? So now let's go back to your tool which you have written on the paper. What is your relation with that tool today? Are you treating it as a tool, as a colleague, as a competitor? Let's write it down. Reflect on it. And just don't write one word. Think about it. That will make you reflect more. Done? So what was happening by the time we reach the Ultron series, right? The movie. It has evolved from assistant to an independent thinker. And eventually it evolved to what we call vision, right? Completely autonomous. And at that time, even the Tony Stark and the team was not ready to handle this. They could not keep the pace. So it's very important for all of us to also evolve. Technology will keep changing rapidly. All of you have to think, what's your relation? How are you evolving? Otherwise, we will become tool and they'll become master if we don't evolve. Yeah. So AI will continue evolving. We evolve or we may not evolve. So you've already written what is your Jarvis, right? You've written the name of tool. You've already written how do you interact. Now I want you to think in next 1 year, how will you evolve as the Gen AI is evolving? Write that. So that you don't become a tool of Gen AI. What do you need to do? What do you need to learn? What do you need to do differently? One year, 2 year, whatever horizon you want to take. I think beyond 1 year, it's very difficult for us to think. So I've taken 1 year, but up to you. You want to take 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years. So remember Tony? Tony started alone, and then he, at one time, he has Avengers along with him, right? He has multiple suits. Similarly, what's going to be your evaluation in relation to Gen AI? And while you're doing it, consider the evaluation of Gen AI also in 1 year. It's not going to be same. It's going to change. So how do you keep, not only keep the pace but outperform it? And I think AI is a very good form which created by Jeevan and Vikas and Prasanna and everyone to give you opportunity to keep thinking about it. Otherwise, you'll forget it. 90% of you will forget all of it the moment you go out of this room. But AI tank will keep it alive. Done? Anyone wants to share? How was the feeling when you were writing? How did you felt? Yeah.
Very curious guy.
So like I have a AI project like building AI model in my mind. I'm like I keep thinking on it and using DeepSeek and Gemini. I keep uh, like modeling it in a business way and in a technical way. So I want to build my own AI model for my own business, and I want to build different verticals in AI itself, in LLM model and Agentic AI as well, for like to expand and to scale my business as well.
How will you evolve as the mother?
No, right now I don't have any business expertise or any knowledge. I just learn it through Shark Tank.
Okay.
So
Good. Good. So you'll become more business acumen,
yeah.
right? That's a good answer. Anyone else wants to share the thoughts or the feelings you had while writing this?
So the whole point is don't excessively rely on it
for everything, so that if it ever comes down to it and we still have our autonomy in some sense.
Yeah.
If you rely on everything, eventually with time, without it you can't survive, sort of thing. I know,
Yeah.
it's that's how it's gonna go anyway. give it
for you, even being a GenAI architect, right?
just give it a try, not to be too dependent on it. That's all.
So I think yesterday I saw a video where one of a robot got
It tripped, and everybody said he was pushing the
it was
video.
pushing
Yeah.
right. And
But you're right, Jeevan. Autonomy, we cannot let our autonomy go to the technology. Should never happen, right? That's the end of us, each of us. That should never happen, right? So, and that's a challenge for us. That's an opportunity for each of us also. I don't think we have been at a better time in last 100 years. We've got so much to do. We have to pick the niche in which we want to become leaders. Pick that and lead. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me.